Hello Overclockers and welcome to the latest episode of News Weekly. We've got some great stories this week to help you kill time while you're waiting in line to refuel your car. Find out what's on offer with this week's free game, get spooked by the latest Resident Evil release, and find out how you can win some awesome Razer hardware, plus much more. So roll that intro. As always, let's kick off the episode with the gaming chapter and this week's free game. If you head on over to the Epic Game Store, you can pick up the simulation strategy game Europa Universalis. I see big words and I just panic immediately. As always, let's kick off the episode with the gaming chapter and this week's free game. If you head on over to the Epic Game Store, you can pick up the simulation strategy game Europa Universalis. Not even close.
Just say the word a few times.
Europa Universalis. I can say it.
Okay.
Europa Universalis. And I think IV is 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. As always, let's kick off the episode with the gaming chapter and this week's free game. If you head on over to the Epic Game Store, you can pick up the simulation strategy game Europa Universalis 4, which, if you're curious, is Latin for European. Cheers, Google Translate. The gameplay is described as allowing gamers to fulfill your quest for global domination. If only this game was around in 1995, it might have kept 2 white lab mice from causing so much trouble. This highly detailed game allows you to rule a nation throughout its history, with the freedom to explore, trade, fight, or talk your way to becoming a global superpower. It can apparently be a bit tricky to learn, but it's well worth the effort if you're a hardcore strategy and history fan. One review on Steam described it as being a hardcore mix of Risk and Civilization, which does sound like the perfect combo for a strategy game. I also noticed this guy who somehow has nearly 12,000 hours of playtime, which equates to around 500 days. I guess Europa Universalis 4 must be a pretty damn good game. Make sure you add it to your library for completely free before the 7th of October. Moving on to the next gaming story this week, which is an announcement from Capcom. The studio is going to be releasing its Resident Evil 4 VR game just in time for Halloween on October the 21st. The thought of playing anything remotely scary in VR absolutely horrifies me, so you must be pretty ballsy if you're looking forward to this. The full game has been remastered to take advantage of the new platform, with updated controls, movement, and interactive puzzles. All your weapons are actually kept on your person, and you manually have to grab your guns, your ammo, your knife, or your health pack, which I'm sure is much more stressful in the middle of a fight than simply pressing a button on a controller. The game's textures have also been updated, which will help improve the visuals, and the surprising thing is that the cutscenes will actually remain in third person like the original. To be honest, this probably saved the developers a lot of time, and it will certainly help with motion sickness, just like the teleportation movement option. However, full motion movement is also available for those of you that have a strong stomach. If you want to scare yourself silly, the game is completely exclusive to the 2020 Quest 2, and Facebook hasn't mentioned any plans to bring it to the Oculus desktop platform. I have actually tried a Quest 2 rather recently, and I did find it very impressive, so it might be worth the investment if you want to take your first dip into VR gameplay with Resident Evil 4. The final gaming story this week is about Battlefield 2042. The latest news is that the developers DICE have released the official recommended and minimum PC specs for playing the open beta. If you missed the announcement, you'll be able to try out the latest Battlefield game on the 8th and 9th of October. Also, looking at the list shared, maybe the game was delayed to help people get their PCs up to scratch, because damn, the recommended specification seems rather steep. But then, after all, those ultra-realistic graphics do look rather spectacular, and Battlefield definitely never disappoints when it comes to the ultimate gameplay eye candy. The absolute minimum you're going to need to play is a Ryzen 5 3600 or i5 6600K CPU, paired with a GTX 1050 Ti or AMD Radeon RX 560 and 8GB of memory. The install file is also pretty huge, with 100GB of storage space required. The recommended specs definitely step things up a notch, and although there's no mention of what sort of performance you're going to expect, I hope that this hardware gets some pretty high FPS. To get the best experience, you'll need a Ryzen 7 2700X, or weirdly enough, an Intel Core i7 4790 CPU. I guess the game must run more efficiently on Intel processors. Team this with the latest graphics from Nvidia and AMD in the form of an RTX 3060 or 6600 XT with at least 8GB of VRAM and 16GB of memory. Of course, you can also use similar or equivalent PC hardware, and the game will actually run just fine on slightly older 5000 series or RTX 20 series cards. I can't wait to try out Battlefield 2042 for myself. Yeah. Pew pew! Moving on to the industry news chapter, and our next story is a reminder that EGX is happening next weekend. EGX is the UK's biggest gaming event, and you can head to the ExCeL in London to experience everything on offer from the 7th until the 10th of October. Unfortunately, Overclockers UK won't be attending this year, but look out for one of our awesome 8-pack PCs on the Asus stand. There is absolutely loads on offer, with the opportunity to try the latest games such as Biomutant, Desperados 3, Deathloop, Baldur's Gate 3, Crysis Remastered and much more. There's also the EGX Arena with regular esports games to watch, or you can actually sign up to fun tournaments that you can take part in for games like Street Fighter, Dragon Ball FighterZ and Tekken. The EGX Theatre and Rest is the place to be for panel sessions and deep dives into video game creation with plenty of insider knowledge on the gaming industry. The EGX team have yet to release a full schedule for the event, but their Twitter account does give out regular updates, so it's well worth keeping an eye out for what else gets announced. There's still plenty of tickets left for sale on their website, and you can pop in on an afternoon for as little as £15. In contrast, an all-access Super Pass will set you back £75, and there are a few options in between also. It's great to see that things are returning to normal, and hopefully there will be plenty of gaming events to attend next year. Virtual events are pretty cool and everything, but there's nothing quite like experiencing it all IRL. Our final story this week is that Razercon is back for 2021. It's no surprise really, as Razercon 2020 ended up being a huge hit, gaining over 1 million concurrent live viewers. This hugely popular gaming brand has formed a cult-like following, and I have dabbled in Razer peripherals a little myself. That white Mercury lineup is just irresistible. The event will take place online, and you can tune in on pretty much any major platform on the 21st of October at 4 PM. The event will be jam-packed with new product unveils, special appearances, game reviews, music performances and much more. Razer will not only be showing off unannounced Razer products either. Apparently we can expect to get some special previews of upcoming games from huge studios like Paradox Interactive, 24 Entertainment, Saber Interactive, Larian Studios, Artcraft, NeoWiz and Capcom. Razer partners Intel, Seagate Gaming and Microsoft will also be taking part, and supposedly the show will go on for hours, so make sure to get comfy in your Iska gaming chair. If that isn't enough to lure you in, Razer will also be holding a Razer raffle with plenty of awesome free hardware, including the grand prize of a Razer Blade 14 laptop and peripherals. Make sure that you register for Razercon now so you don't miss out, and I'll drop a link to the raffle in the description below, so good luck. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Overclockers News Weekly. It's great to hear that EGX is back on, so let me know in the comments below what gaming event you're most looking forward to over the coming year. Remember to like, hit that subscribe button, press the bell icon so you don't miss our future videos, and I'll see you again next Friday.